But water. Here we go. But water was everywhere. I could not see anything except water. Water had a dirty yellow tint to it. I grew panically. And nothing was visible to me. William Douglas says that nothing was visible to me. Everything was yellow in front of my eyes. It was dirty yellow, and I could not see anything clearly. I grew panically. I became panic. I became frustrated, disappointed. I reached up as if to grab a rope, and my hands clutched only at water. I reached up as if to grab a rope. It seems that I was looking for a rope, and my hands clutched only at water. And every times when I tried to catch to wrap something, my hand was only clutching water. I was suffocating, and I began to feel suffocation. I tried to yell, but no sound came out. I was trying to cry. William Douglas says that he was trying to cry, but there was no sound coming out from his mouth. Then my eyes and nose came out of the water. What happened? His eyes and nose came out of the water, but not my mouth. But not my mouth. I flailed at the surface of the water. I was, you know, just you can say floating at the surface of the water, swallowed and choked. I was swallowing water. Instead of breathing, I was swallowing water and choked, and my voice was not clear. I was not able to speak. It seems that my throat was choked. I tried to bring my legs up, and once again I tried to do the same process. I tried to bring my legs upward, but they hung as dead weights. But there was no motion in my leg. Paralyzed and rigid. It was rigid, motionless, paralyzed. It seems that there was no motion at all in my leg. A great force was pulling me under, and a great force was pulling me under. I was being pulled by a great force. It seemed that a brute force was pulling me downwards. I screamed, I cried, I shouted, but only the water heard me. But there was nobody to hear my sound and me. I had started on the long journey back to the bottom of the pool. Again, the poet's body began to go downwards towards the bottom. Now it is a long journey again. Means he tried so many times. It is his second efforts to come outside, and every time whenever he was going downwards towards the bottom, he was thinking and planning in his mind that when I'll touch the bottom, i'll I'll make a big jump from there, and I'll come to the surface of the water. Thereafter, I'll use my hands and legs to float and to swim, and then I'll go out of the water. But nothing happened just like that. Instead, going downwards again. Now, second time, a long journey back to the bottom of the pool started. Let us go through the next paragraph. Here, I struck at the water as I went down. I struck at the water. It seems that I was there. I was lying on the water as I went down, expanding my strength as one in a nightmare fights an irresistible force. It seems, or it happens, when we have nightmare during sleeping at night, we have nightmare and fight in that, and you know irresistible force. It seems that when we see nightmare, when we have nightmare, we could not move our hands and legs Though we try our best level to move our hands and legs, but we do not. It happens during nightmare at night. जब भी हम रात के सपने देखते हैं और उसमें फाइट की सीन आती हो, तो ऐसा लगता है जैसे कि हम अपने हाथ को और पैर को ज़ोर ज़ोर से फाइट करना चाहते, किक करना चाहते, फिर भी हम नहीं कर पाते. एक इरेसिस्टिबल फोर्स, एक फोर्स, ब्रूट फोर्स काम करता है जो कि हमें नहीं करने देता है. Same thing was there. I had lost all my breath and I was breathless. Next time I was breathless. My lungs ached and I was getting pain into my leg. मेरे फेफड़े में दर्द हो रही थी. My head throbbed and I was getting pain in my head as well. I was getting dizzy. And finally, I was getting dizzy. It seems that there is no motion in my body, but I remembered the strategy. But the strategy was there in narrator's mind. What was that method or the way? I would spring from the bottom of the pool again. Again, the plan is coming to his mind that he is planning by going downwards that he will make a jump or spring from the bottom. Spring means jump hota hai, and come like a cork of surface. Okay, and I'll come to the surface like a cork. Cork is a kind of algae which float all the time on the surface of water. I would lie flat on the water, and I would be lying. I'd be there lying on the water's straight, strike out with my arms, and I'll use my arms. मैं अपने हाथों को use करूँगा, and thrust with my legs, kicking my legs. I'll try to get out of the water. Then I would get to the edge of the pool and be safe. And by doing such activities with my legs and hands, I would be able to protect myself and be safe, and I'll go to the edge of the pool. Finally, I'll get out of the water. मैं water से बाहर निकल आऊँगा. I went down endlessly. Okay, hyperbole, endlessly. Hyperbole, poetic device has been used here because the bottom was not endless, it was only 9 feet deep. As we know that we started at the beginning of this chapter, so the depth of the water pool has been given, that is only 9 feet, but here endlessly has been denoted, so it seems that hyperbole has been used. I opened my eyes, nothing but water with a yellow glow, dark water that one could not see through it. I see only yellow glow, okay, and that was the water, dark water, dirty water, and one could not see anything through the water because it was dirty, it was not transparent. Okay, nothing was visible through the water. What happens next? Let us know going through the next paragraph. And then sheer stark terror seized me. I began to be afraid of death. Okay, a terror came to me. Dar, defeat came to me. Knows no understanding. And I did not understand anything at all. Terror that knows no control. And I was unable. I was, failed to control my terror. I did not know and I did not understand anything else. Terror that no one can understand who has not experienced it. Okay, and it was that kind of terror which could not be understood by others who do not have the experience of it. Means the person who has no experience of such adventurous accident or incident in his life can't understand what I felt at the moment when I was there and I was trying to come out of the water, but I was unsuccessful. What happened? I was shrieking under the water. I was shouting. I was crying under the water. I was paralyzed under the water, stiff, rigid with fear. I was stiff, okay, motionless, very hard and rigid with fear. I was fearful. I was scared. I was afraid of water. It seems that hydrophobia. Even the screams in my throat were frozen. I could not scream, I could not cry, I could not shout. Only my heart was pumping, and the pounding in my head said that I was still alive. Only I could feel the heartbeat of mine. I could feel that something is going on in my heart, and it was being absorbed and realized by my brain and head, so that I felt I was alive. मैं जिंदा हूँ इतना मुझे महसूस हो रहा था. And then, in the midst of the terror, came a touch of reason. I must remember to jump when I hit the bottom. Again, amid the terror, meanwhile he was thinking and he was afraid of water. Again, he remembered the same plan as he planned at the moment when he went into the water first time, that he will jump, make a big jump, and he'll hit the bottom. At last, I felt the tiles under me. And what happened? He felt, he was feeling the presence of tiles under me. He could feel, he could touch the tiles, bottom of the pool with his toe. Means पैर का अंगूठा. पैर के अंगूठे से वो बॉटम के टाइल्स को फील कर सकते थे. कौन फील कर सकता था? विलियम डगलस. My toes reached out as if to grab them. It seems that my toes means पैर का अंगूठा, was trying to reach out as if to grab them, to catch them, to hold them, पकड़ने के लिए. I jumped with everything I had. I tried and applied my brute force, whatever or as much as I could, but nothing happened. What happened at last? Let us know in the next paragraph. That is the last paragraph of this page. First of all, let me erase the underlines. But the jump made no difference. Unfortunately, hopelessly, the narrator tells us that there was no difference at all after jumping. The water was still around me. I could not help myself. The water was still around me. I was in the water. I did my best. I did a great jumping, but nothing happened. I looked for ropes. I was looking for ropes. I was roaming for ropes, ladders, water wings, nothing but water. But there was nothing out of these things what I was roaming for but water. हर तरफ पानी ही पानी था. मुझे सीढ़ियों की तलाश थी, मुझे रस्सियों की तलाश थी, मुझे वाटर विंग्स की तलाश थी, लेकिन मुझे कुछ नहीं मिला. हर तरफ था क्या? पानी ही पानी था. A mass of yellow water held me, and there was a huge amount of water held the narrator. हर तरफ पीले पानी का जो मास था वो पूरी तरह से नरेटर को घेरे हुए था, and he was unable to come out of it. Stark terror took an even deeper hold on me, and this time again he was afraid of terror, afraid of water, like a great charge of electricity, and it was giving a great shock of electricity. बहुत ही बड़े पैमाने पर जैसे बिजली का शॉक लगता है, वैसे ही नरेटर को फील हो रहा था. I shook and trembled. I was shaking my hand. I was trembling. मैं कांप रहा था with fright, डर से. He was afraid of water. Finally, he was thinking that I'll not save myself, I'll be die. So he was afraid of death. But it was cause of water. That type of death that is cause of water is known as hydrophobia. My arms, मेरे हाथ would not move. नहीं move हो रहे थे. My legs would not move. नहीं मेरे पैर move हो रहे थे. Neither I was able to move my hands nor legs. I tried to call for help. I was calling of mother. Nothing happened. I was shouting for my mother, but there was no mom. Actually, we could understand he was in the water in the pool. There was nobody, uh, and we can't think about his mother. मम्मी के बारे में तो सोच ही नहीं सकते because he was staying at home. वो घर पे थी and narrator was there alone, and especially the moment when he went there was a complete silence. वो पूरी तरह से साइलेंट था, पूरी तरह से सन्नाटा था. ऐसे समय नरेटर गया था वहाँ पे. Okay, I think it would be clear to everybody. And then strangely, I mean, it was an odd experience with me. There was, right, I was coming out of the awful yellow water. I mean, मैं उस गंदे dirty भद्दे पीले पानी से बाहर आ रहा था. At least my eyes were and nose almost out of two, and I could feel my eyes and nose both were out of water. I mean, मेरी नाक और मेरी जो आँखें थी वो पानी के बाहर आ चुकी थी. Then I started down a third time. Oh shit, how lamentable. Again he began to go downwards. वो फिर नीचे की तरफ जाने लगा because he was not able to swim. वो तैर नहीं सकता था. बार बार ये प्रोसेस हो रहा था कि वो नीचे की तरफ जा रहे थे. I shocked for air. I tried to have ऑक्सीजन. मैंने सांस लेने की कोशिश करी. आई ट्राइड टू ब्रीथ. मैंने कोशिश करी सांस लेने की. एंड गॉट वाटर, बट दिस टाइम आई swallowed वाटर एंड Eloise light was out. Joshua, do not write anything on this screen. I started down a third time. तीसरी बार नरेटर फिर पानी के अंदर जाने लगते हैं. आई शक्ड फॉर एयर. वो सांस लेने की कोशिश करते हैं बट गॉट वाटर. लेकिन इस समय भी वो पानी ही पी रहे थे. द एलोइस लाइट वॉज गोइंग आउट. और वो जो पीली सी लाइट उनको दिखाई दे रही थी वो अब दिख नहीं रही थी. दैट्स इट फॉर दिस वीडियो. कीप लर्निंग एंड प्रैक्टिसिंग.